Welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report. And once again, it is the Barnes and Tony show. Michael in the vicinity.
Oh, yeah.
Renee in the vicinity. Matthew listening at a gym near you.
Is he?
And we go to a freshly shaven Anthony Materiello.
How's it going, Brian?
How does it feel?
Not gonna lie. Definitely like
Naked.
yeah, cold.
Yeah.
But I will say, like,
You like it?
I can breathe through my nose a lot better,
Nice.
which is nice, dude. Because the allergies, the breathing, you know how it is, dude.
I swear, I'm still like I know it sounds silly, but I'm still like almost freaked out a little bit. Just muscle memory, Tony.
No,
Since I knew you,
dude, no, I totally understand that. I've had people sometimes, because I've done the same thing during college where I have it for an extended period of time, shave it, and people like at school would walk right by me and not even think it's me.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy,
And
dude.
we are going to actually start with some breaking news.
Oh my gosh.
America has spoken. The Power Ranger community has spoken. The Downtime family has spoken. And the release of the Mighty Morphin Power Plungers was an instant success, accumulating over 3,000 views in 15 hours. What a show last night. And I just wanted to say
What a
an
show.
excellent job. Everyone involved with the creation of that. It was truly the best short that I've ever seen. I've seen on the comments, so many comments on that on YouTube. Everyone thinking the same thing. And I just want to say that was a job well done.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's funny. We were talking about it yesterday. I mean, you watch this thing and the amount of work that we all put into this, like from just like the costume design, from the writing, from the directing, the camera work, the acting, the marketing and everything like that. I mean, it certainly was like one of our biggest projects, and you can see all that effort, dude. It's really cool to see everything kind of like really come together for the video, dude.
And I feel like it was very significant with the release of that also the Downtime channel on YouTube, over 1,000 subscribers. How about that?
Dude, that honestly, waking up to that, like, that was probably one of the best feelings I've had in a while. Like that was so dope. To see it surpass 1,000. After again, like, just like for the video. I mean, we've been going at this for how long? Like everyone's been doing like their role, head down, working hard, and to see all of that, finally come together here. I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome to see. I mean, no one person really can, like, it was all of us, the ABC guys subscribing yesterday.
Yeah, there we go. Like, shout out. They might be listening. You never know.
I hope so,
Mike
dude.
and Anthony. You never know.
Dude. So it's just dope to see all that hard work that we've all been putting in. Just finally get some good feedback,
Yeah, absolutely. And I know I speak for everyone here at Downtime. We're just so excited, so proud, and so grateful for everyone who's got us to this point. And we look forward to continuing to grow and accomplish anything in our sights, Tony.
Anything is possible, Brian.
And since we are talking about such good things here, I feel like we should continue that trend. So as a switch up, Tony, let's start in the world of the National Hockey League.
Here's Matthews. Scores! Patrick goal!
My goodness, this is a great shot.
Big hit on the far side by McCarr. He flattens Jordan Stahl. Oh my goodness!
Gets the top right back. Terrified and robbed by Shesterkin. That's brilliance from Igor Shesterkin.
It's a breakaway to win it in overtime. McDavid scores the winner in overtime.
All right. right. So all yesterday, we talked about what a busy night in sports it was. And obviously with the release of the Mighty Morphin Power Plumbers. Tony, we tried. With that going on, the start of the Ranger game, start of the Yankee game, so much excitement. So obviously, as we've seen with the over 3,000 views on that, that started with a bang. And the New York Rangers, Tony, started with a bang. And it was so refreshing because we had talked about, for the days leading up to this, the Rangers need to punch the Devils in the mouth. The Rangers need to make a statement here early that they're not, messing around, that, as we would say, coming for blood, Michael.
Michael specifically.
But I'm coming for blood, Michael.
And I know, listening to, some of the radio shows this morning, Boomer was a little critical. I think I want to say the guys on the Rangers post game as well. But for my, viewing, watching this thing head to toe, Tony, not much that you could, not be happy with. I mean, at the end of the day, a 5-1 victory, and just talking about how we got there. Tarasenko, I had mentioned going into the playoffs that he was, one of the X factors. And, we hadn't seen him score that much since coming over, and he was kind of, in a sense, forgotten about because of Patrick Kane.
Right.
That was the more hyped acquisition. So he was able to, just about 5 minutes in, score to get the Rangers on the board, 1-0. And I have to say too, I love how, and I think it's just the first round. I love how they go local network for the first round.
Yeah,
I had Sam Rosen on the call.
Love it.
So that was great hearing his call. Legendary Rangers play-by-play announcer. Chris Kreider, about 4.5 minutes later, a power play goal. Love the way that Sam Rosen says a power play goal.
So good.
Yeah.
Gets it every time.
Yeah, he really does. So that was nice to see Kreider, who, another guy I feel like, who's, I don't know, just coming off last year and then having obviously going from 50 goals to 36, kind of, people thinking more about Mika leading the team. But here he is, first period of a playoff game, power play goal, 2-0 Rangers. And then Ryan Lindgren with a goal, assisted by Fox and Hedel to make it 3-0. And that was on the heels, I believe, Tony, if I'm not mistaken, of the sequence here where they called off a goal because of a high stick. And do you remember who shot that one?
I think it was Trouba, actually.
Okay.
Trouba had the shot from the point.
So it was just kind of ironic, they get that taken off the board. So you're thinking, still 2-goal lead. We know what Tony thinks about that. But Lindgren with the answer there with about 3 minutes left in the second period. So 3-0 Rangers at that point. And that really took any type of anxiety, that us Ranger fans had watching this game. You felt like they were going to cruise to a victory.
Yeah.
That's what they did in the third period. 11 minutes or so in, Chris Kreider, another power play goal. Adam Fox, I mean, didn't score in this one, but his third assist of the game on this goal. And they actually would have a fourth assist later. Patrick Kane with the assist on that as well. 4-0. They call a penalty shot, which actually I have to say, probably, and I know it happens, but I'm saying just from when I've watched games, that was actually the first time I saw a penalty shot.
Really?
Jack Hughes answers the bell, but at that point, there was less than 3 minutes left in the game. Nobody was worried about anything. And then Hedel picks up an empty netter with just under 2 minutes left, assisted by Kako and Fox. 5-1 Rangers. That's the final score. And besides the guys that scored, you have to give a hats off to Igor Shesterkin. Was an absolute animal last night. 27-28. And the biggest difference, I think, as to why the Rangers dominated this game, we talked about Kreider having the 2 power play goals. Their penalty kill was
so good,
literally 100%.
Yeah.
So I believe it was 0 for 4, the Devils on the power play. And I think going into maybe the third opportunity they might not even have had a shot off or had one shot off.
Yeah.
So you think about that. And, just looking at some of the other numbers, some of this stuff, was close, but I think something that stood out as to why the Devils, didn't get many good opportunities. The Rangers had
more block
11
shots.
more block shots than the Devils, 23-12. So I think that's a big number. And then also, you look at like the hits were close, 32-30. Devils did end up getting more shots off, 28-23, but obviously it's about the quality of the shots. And the Devils, interestingly enough, won more faceoffs. I know it was somewhat close, but 52% to 47.8. So it's just interesting to see that. But like I said, biggest thing, the Rangers power play both ways. I think that was the difference in the game. And then Igor Shesterkin, Sam Rosen, I believe, mentioned it on the broadcast last night. And by the way, Matthew, this is actually a Igor Shesterkin t-shirt jersey. So just so you know,
love it.
They were saying, probably the last month or so that Igor played like the best best goalie in the National Hockey League. I don't know why my words are getting messed up today.
It's okay, dude. You're excited for the win.
Excited for the win. But all in all, Tony, like I said, I know, they were Boomer Esiason actually was alluding to, he thinks Kane has something, as Michael walks in, he thinks Kane has some type of hip injury. Just based on his movements. Nobody said this. And he said it seems like he's struggling to get comfortable. I think, that was the biggest thing. And then also, but that and Gerard Gallant, I guess, had said specifically in the first period that just puck movement after they're up to nothing, didn't take advantage of opportunities. I'm just curious, are you seeing any of that, with Kane, with the puck movement stuff early on?
I guess with Kane, excuse me, I guess I haven't really exactly noticed anything with Kane. In terms of puck movement, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what he really wants. I mean, I thought the puck movement was great. They had a lot of short, quick passes. The Rangers, they attacked in waves. I mean, you'll get that first goal, from Tarasenko again. The Rangers coming out, hot and heavy here. Laying the wood, skating fast. They did not like step back on the speed at all. They knew that with the Devils. And again, you'll get that Tarasenko goal. I mean, there was kind of a little bit of a broken play. I think Miller ends up, I think Tarasenko takes it in the zone, loses the puck. Miller's right behind him, grabs the puck, runs into some contact. Panarin's there, gets the puck quickly, and then Tarasenko still, again, it was just a wave of Rangers attacking the zone. And again, like they were able to find each other. And the reason why they were able to score is because of that quick puck movement, kind of off of contact, off of a little bit of a sloppy play. And then Tarasenko finds the back of the net. So I don't know about, that tough puck movement or lack of puck movement from the Rangers, because I thought it really looked great. Again, I mean, you look at the special teams, which played a huge factor in the Rangers win here. The reason why their power play, they were scoring is because they had good puck movement on the power play. They were finding an open man. They were recycling. They were getting it back to the point. Again, finding that open guy to get some time and some space. And then the guy from the point, sees Kreider down there, seemingly winning a battle in front of the net. And, he's able to get a deflection goal. I think, so I don't know. I think the puck movement was great, dude. I don't know what they're seeing.
Yeah. Kind of, the grouchy old men, I guess you could say.
I think it's kind of bogus. I mean, you look at this win. There's of course some things the Rangers could have done better. I think they personally could have shut down Jack Hughes better as a defense. A big reason why, Hughes was able to not be on the board as much, it was Shesterkin, not so much the defense, because he had some great moves. Again, capitalizing on maybe a little bit of, a couple turnovers, and, Jack Hughes does what Jack Hughes does. But still, I mean, the reality of the situation is that he had to have a penalty shot in order to score. So, I mean, you still did a great job. Shesterkin did a great job in defending Andrej Palat, too. I think Palat had a huge chance. Like, he had a wrister through the middle of the ice off a face-off, like totally unmanned. Shesterkin was able to, I think he got a nice glove save, whatever. But, dude, I mean, the 5-1 victory, you were dominant. You did exactly what you're supposed to do as the Rangers. You took advantage of what we all knew, which was the Devils' lack of experience. I told you, that by that power, in the first power play in the third period, the Devils they looked like they were frozen on the ice. They didn't know what to do. They weren't sure how to respond. And that's because they were never in a situation like this before. That being said, I'm not going to say this is going to be, like a landslide here. I mean, the Devils are going to figure out a way to respond. It's really about how the Rangers adjust. But right now, I mean, obviously you're enjoying the victory. I mean, Kreider was so dominant in front of the net, winning his battles. That's certainly something that, the Devils are going to try to adjust is, get a bigger body in front of the net to try and get Kreider out of there. Again, the puck movement was good. The Devils are going to make a lot of adjustments on defense, the opportunities they had on offense. So, I mean, I think in terms of the Devils adjustment, their biggest thing is going to be on defense. And of course, the penalty kill, the power play, their special teams as well. Because again, the Rangers having that experience just knew exactly what to do given, opportunistic scenarios like a power play. It was bread and butter for them. So absolutely love the victory. Looking forward to tomorrow's game now. And, it seems like right now everyone's firing on all cylinders. Shesterkin, great. Our defenders doing great. Goudreau's goal last night was absolutely outstanding. Again, taking advantage of Vitek Vanacek, who's a little inexperienced.
Right.
Goudreau gets the puck, and this is your fourth line right now, right? Vanacek gets down a little bit too early, and he has, it's a really tough angle, almost at like 180 degrees, a straight line from the side of the net, and he's able to find a little hole between, Vanacek's head and the net. So, I mean, it seems that everyone is doing so well. And you saw how excited they were too, the fourth line when they scored. So, I mean, you're totally pumped for the vibe of the Rangers right now. I'd be also interested to see like what the Garden's going to be like when the game's back in the Garden. Prudential Center was nice. Definitely a lot of Rangers fans there, which was dope to see that.
Yeah, definitely was. And I have to bring in Michael here. Any thoughts on the 5-1 victory? Did you get to catch some of it?
Yes. You're on.
I was very impressed. I saw highlights at the gym this morning.
Yeah, nice.
And I believe, did I watch? I watched some of it here last night.
Okay,
actually,
when you took the video of Matt.
Yes, I watched. Yes, cheesing very
hard.
hard.
What are you smiling for?
No, he was so happy. He was excited. He was pumped. He was standing up doing his whole acting
his
thing.
routine.
Yes, exactly.
But it's funny. Yeah? That's a died down version of a Yankee playoff game, though.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've
witnessed the Yankees.
I've witnessed that, dude. Him and I in here. I'll never forget that. It was Giancarlo imitating Giancarlo at bat and playing outfield and stuff. Like it's amazing the love he has. I was really impressed. I mean, I told you guys that I think the Rangers are going to win. My fandom obviously, would choose the Devils, but like, Tony said it already, they're young, the Devils, and it showed in game 1, but it's not to say I don't think they're going to get game 2. But the Rangers have done already what they wanted to do by splitting, if not taking the first 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's so important. And I guess.
How'd your boy feel, bro? Did you message him?
At the game, yeah.
Did you message him? Yeah.
One thing I wanted to say before we talk about that is technically they say, right, since the Rangers won and didn't have home ice originally, now they've stolen home ice away, right?
Correct.
And that's just because if they take care of business at home, they win the series. That's why they say that.
Basically, yeah. Well, you always assume like on the road you're gonna lose,
Right.
So taking one on the road is always like the standard.
But I think that's why they said it, because like technically speaking, I mean, there's an even amount of home games for both teams remaining. But
correct.
If the Rangers cover their bases,
right? If they win
the
their
series,
again,
if the Devils do that, they lose.
Assuming they win their home games,
right?
Then yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, I actually took a professional approach here. Didn't say one thing to him.
Nice, dude. You took the high road, as
business
they say.
like.
Yep.
Love it.
So I think let the results speak for themselves. And, because I mean, what good's going to come out of that?
If the Devils end up winning,
if he wants to talk to me about it, I'm happy to. But also, just from years past in any sport we're talking about, obviously specifically the Yankees, I mean, you guys know, other than me having my therapy sessions with you guys after the losses, it's just do I want someone texting me, oh, what happened last night? You know what I mean? Like, how's that gonna feel?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So I felt like courteous thing. And like Tony said, I'm not expecting it to be this easy the whole series.
Right.
But of course, it was everything that I was hoping for. And then number 2, it is a shame. I really, because I've been tracking Yankee tickets too last second. Really want to try to just last second just go to game. I think it got to
Yankee game or Ranger game?
both.
Okay.
But specifically this, because playoffs, I
Right.
haven't gone to a Ranger game this year. But I think, maybe with 40 seconds till game time, tickets were under 200, like 170.
It's not bad.
Just for playoffs, not
40 seconds, you say.
No, not 40 seconds, 40 minutes.
Oh, you said 40
here we go, me misspeaking out all over the place. It's the power of the stash.
Yeah, it's
or
gone
the not
now.
stash.
The not stash.
That's the thing. Speaking to that, Renee, I guess, has some comments.
Oh, yeah. Renee says, holy shit.
Yeah.
Who is producing right now? I have no
Yeah.
idea who that is. Tony, your face is naked.
Wow.
What do you feel, Tony? Are you gonna grow it back soon?
Well, I don't know about soon, but
Really?
yeah, sure, dude. I'm not really thinking that far ahead, I suppose. But, I knew I just wanted to shave it after Power Plumbers.
I knew that.
Yeah. How did you know that?
You told me, dude. Are you losing it, bud?
Is everybody losing it?
Yeah.
Is it the power of the Power Rangers?
Would you say power plungers before?
Power plungers.
It's all right.
I kind of like
It's
that.
tough. It's a tough
power
sequence.
plungers.
I'm blaming it on, for whatever reason, I've always just had like excessive saliva problem. I don't know
Right.
if that's a condition or what.
Well, I think it's also too. It's different, I mean, you're like for my entire life, I've heard Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Right.
To try and switch it up, it is tough.
But then to have to say power plungers
Plumber-
after
plungers.
saying mighty more, so it's a lot of like 2 syllables in a row. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's crazy, dude.
But yeah, this game was everything that I was hoping for, and it's and not to keep relating everything to baseball, but it is a similar feeling, Tony. You know it, that feeling last year when they lost to Tampa Bay, just thinking about how much time had to go by to get to this point again. The Rangers earned it during the regular season. They followed up because we've seen teams kind of take a step back. And I know technically speaking, what did they have? 5 less wins than last year, but you saw it on the ice. I mean, just as good, if not better, as a regular season team as they were last season, especially down the stretch.
Oh, yeah.
So they followed up that season, and then they come out here with a dominant performance in game 1. And, the guys leading the way were 2 guys that probably, technically speaking, whole body of work, throughout the season, had a better year last year. They were our main cogs last year. They were main cogs for this game in Chris Kreider and Igor Shesterkin.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just getting a text message from Jay.
Talking about the stash.
Yeah.
He didn't see it this morning?
What did he say?
He said you got to get a fake mustache until it grows back.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what if a company calls us and is like, yo, I want to sponsor that dude's
You
stash?
seem a little upset about it, dude.
No, I don't mind, dude. I don't care.
He's upset.
Yeah, he is upset.
I'm just kidding, Michael. I usually mess around like this with Tony like that.
I really don't care.
Um,
It's up to you, whatever you want.
Couple more comments,
you
by the
know?
way.
dude, it's gonna grow back, and like, if I were to not shave it within 2 weeks, it'll look like. as if
I
was
don't
yesterday.
believe that. Let's
Okay.
see it. Let's prove it.
What do we got for the comments?
Before I believe says, "What the hell? Where is the stash?" And then
I mean, I know.
Renee, Michael's really upset. Renee says, "Excessive saliva, LMFAO." And she says, "You guys have me chuckling and wake up cafe." Is what
That's
she
awesome.
says, "Wake up coffee," though.
I love when I'm that. Honestly, Renee, I understand how you feel because when I'm not here and I'm doing work at a coffee shop and
Right.
you guys are on,
Yeah.
I'm laughing in the coffee.
Especially, it's good at wake up too because it's like kind of small and it's echoey.
Yeah,
and
so
it's
people
normally
can-
silent too. in there.
Yes.
So-
And you know,
So
what,
more
you know
of an
what's
impact.
just good
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it? Because like we go back to the soundbite where I said, I hate every comedian. Our comedy on this show and on Downtime overall is just so organic. I mean, none of this is planned out.
No.
It happens on the spot, and I think that's what makes it so funny.
Yeah,
Because I know when I'm listening to this back, I'm chuckling
Right,
at
right.
some of the stuff. It really just goes on and on. I mean,
Do you only chuckle at the things that you say?
No,
Yeah.
no, because every time it's never just it's a combination of everything that we're saying. You know what I mean?
I
sometimes-
understand. Yeah, the sequence.
Yeah, the sequence, exactly.
It is
Exactly.
funny. The conversation,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. No, it's honestly hilarious.
especially when Matthew's here and he's. I love when he's on the show on Fridays and then he's like Diddy on stage. You guys are doing your stuff and he just like spurts out like Donaldson sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or just go,
I love it. It's
"Bonds."
hilarious.
She just
It is funny.
So
and,
funny.
and it's kind of like I feel like tomorrow. We had obviously the Ranger game and the busy night last night. tomorrow for me personally, and for you guys too, but is going to be like the same type of really chaotic, crazy day because the Yankee game's at 4, immediately following Rangers Devils game 2.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Yeah,
tomorrow. Yeah,
was almost thinking of
going.
Yeah, but it's just like, what is it going to be? $300 in Ubers? It's just
is it
plus the ticket.
Well, you're not going to walk.
I mean, you can get from the Bronx.
It's
to
so annoying
Manhattan.
though. It's the feet. Tony.
Oh, sorry, it's a Prudential.
I don't know how you
would have to. I think probably somehow get to the Path, right?
Or Penn Station. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but
yeah, I think the Path goes into Penn Station.
And then there too, because the Prudential Center very close to Newark Airport.
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
If the game was MSG, almost just to do it,
you would have
I would have done it. But it's a shame that didn't match up. And then I was looking at the schedule. I guess it's Saturday, Monday. I go to Baltimore on Tuesday, so almost want to see. I just feel like the tickets are gonna be so expensive, but I'm almost tempted to try to get a last second ticket on Monday.
I think you could do it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, because I think right now maybe with fees like get in price is over $3. But I think I could see it going to low 2. It's last second.
Yeah, I think so too.
And maybe even less too, because it just have a ticket, can't go. I mean, you don't want to eat it, and you literally can't go to the game. What else are you gonna do?
That's true.
Do that. So just something to keep in mind. But definitely looking forward to tomorrow and having that on a back-to-back. Around the league, Tony. To my surprise, and I don't know about yours, I think basically 7-3 Lightning, 3-0 in the first period.
Dude.
So all this talk, we had yesterday about, maybe the Lightning being a little worn out from going to 3 straight Stanley Cups and winning 2 of them. And exactly, they said no, and really got goals from everybody. Anytime you get 7, of course, that's going to be a product. But Braden Point, who somewhat, led the way this year, had 2 goals, and both on a power play. And you also heard from Kucherov as well, another power play goal. How about, I don't know if this is a record, but they had 4 power play goals.
They had 4 power play goals on 8 opportunities, dude.
Unheard of.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's almost a full period of being a man down.
And I'm sure somewhere my Canadian friends, Mike and Terry, are chuckling at the Maple Leafs.
Oh, yeah.
Drop game 1 at home. And not only just drop it and not only lose a home game, but lose 7-3.
Yeah. It's so decisive, so embarrassing. And it's just been like what the Maple Leafs have been for basically since like 1976.
Yeah.
Because they really haven't been able to get past the first round of the playoffs, if even making it there. And again, you're talking about a team, a franchise that has the second most Stanley Cup victories in the history of hockey.
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy to see that kind of curse going on. But again, you would imagine, something like this, I guess, really wouldn't happen again. 8 power play opportunities is pretty crazy. And honestly, like, again, you take away, like, I guess the 7 goals, which I know you really can't be saying that sort of thing. But the Maple Leafs don't really play a terrible game against the Tampa Bay Lightning here. They get 31 shots on goal. They have 42 hits. They won in face-off percentage. They were 2 for 4 in their power play. They had 17 block shots, dude. They really didn't play a terrible game on the offensive side of the puck. But I guess it was just stupid mistakes, having trouble keeping up with Tampa Bay's speed for sure. Which caused a lot of those power plays, a lot of those penalties. And then it's just like, I guess they did a good job on the 4 penalty kills they had. I would imagine by the end of the game, they probably have to be so exhausted. They were chasing basically the entire game, they were chasing. So, they were the one, they were playing right into Tampa Bay's hands. That honestly, it shows like that Toronto just wasn't ready for this game. It seemed like they were inexperienced, that they just didn't know how to play. This is a Tampa Bay team that they've beat in the regular season. We've seen the Lightning struggle. Again, I would imagine that they reset, figure out this loss, and come back with some type of just urgency and focus, honestly. But we'll see. I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk for Tampa Bay. I still think, it's anyone's series. It's only the first game. So we'll see.
I do think, Tony, though, that next game is pivotal because you don't want to give Tampa a 2-0 lead going back home.
Right.
We know the energy in that building.
Oh yeah, they have a terrific fan base, and especially if, again, like, like just a win game 2. Doesn't matter if it's close, if it's a landslide, you have to win it.
And I think you really have to win game 2, because I feel like Andre Vasilevsky has shown us, over these runs, the last 3 years, that he strengthens as the playoffs goes on. This one, I mean, it wasn't perfect, but the thing that he did was keep Toronto off the board in the first, allowed the offense to put some goals up, and then it took the pressure off of the offense, which they answered with 4 more goals, and then he could kind of play a relaxed game. And that's how you get 7-3.
Yeah, it was really impressive. I mean, that's right there. I mean, I know I've been saying this word a lot today, but that's just playoff experience right there.
Yeah.
That's playing the game the way you should, as someone who's been there before.
Yeah. And then it was interesting. The other 2 games, how about the Jets? 5-1 decisively in Vegas. I didn't see this one coming.
Hell no.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's, the Knights kind of downplayed the opponent here, but to just give them nothing on offense, 1 goal.
Only 17 shots, dude.
I mean, what do you think that is?
I don't know, dude. I mean, that's super tough. Again, looking at a team like Vegas, sneaky good season. We mentioned that before. It seemed like that they were honestly on a little bit of a roll, at least more so than Winnipeg going into the playoffs here. And Winnipeg just comes out, and Vegas has a very good physical game. Winnipeg was just able to match them. I mean, it seemed like the Jets just came into Vegas, and they just knew that they maybe did their homework on the Knights here. They knew what to expect. They knew how to react, and they did exactly that. I mean, they kind of beat the Knights at their own game a little bit, obviously in Vegas too, which again is really surprising. I mean, the talent on Winnipeg's team. I mean, just looking at the score sheet here, Dubois has had a good season. Connor had a good season.
You weren't gonna let me say it. I mean, you already said it. I was going to ask you, did you see who scored? Could have been another bite, Tony.
It could have been. It's all right. It's fine, though. And then, Blake Wheeler, too. I mean, a veteran on the Jets, dude, to see them all, again, like, seemingly do their homework and just know how to attack Vegas. I don't know. It's cool to see. It's kind of sad to see someone like, Jack Eichel not kind of struggle in this game. He didn't really have much, obviously, nothing on the score sheet here. And you look at, some of the opportunities he had, on the ice, he only had 2 shots on net. So it's like, you got to figure out a way to get him the puck some more. You got to figure out a way to just get more shots and really just, I guess, challenge Hellebuck. But we'll see. Again, I think it's, like I said, I think Winnipeg just came more ready for this game. The Golden Knights are bound to make an adjustment game 2. So just like the Maple Leafs, I mean, it's still anyone's series.
Yeah. No, it definitely is. And I expect Vegas to answer back in game 2.
Yeah.
We'll see. Another surprise to finish out the night here. Seattle picking up their first playoff win, franchise history, against the defending Stanley Cup champions in the Colorado Avalanche. They go with Grubauer in net.
Came up huge.
Came up big, 34-35. And guys that, at least from my knowledge, I'm not too familiar with, Tolvanen, Wenberg, and Geeky with the 3 goals. I know Michael.
I choose you.
One in the first. Ronson made it 1-1. Rest of the way,
no.
They get 1 goal in each period. Take care of business. Gorgiev, I guess that would be his first.
You're Anthony now.
First career playoff start.
Not Tony.
Yes.
27-30. No help from the offense. Asleep at the wheel for Colorado. I mean, what do you make of this?
Yeah, I think a little bit. And I just think, I don't know, maybe overlook. Again, I mean, I don't know too much, honestly, about the Kraken this season. Specifically, I mean, the guys that were named on the score sheet. I know. Geeky? I know about Grubauer. I think maybe he came up big. Just looking at some of the highlights of the game, he had some really terrific saves for sure. Only allowing the 1 goal is really good for him. And I think someone like Nathan McKinnon. I think he had like 7. Nathan McKinnon, great name. Had like 9, maybe 7.
Great name.
Great name, dude.
Maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, dude. I think again, Colorado. I mean, I think maybe just a blip on their radar here, just for the series. Honestly, I could see them just winning out from here.
Yeah,
I really can.
Yeah,
I don't think Seattle
me
can keep
too.
this up. Not
Me
sustainable.
too. But definitely an interesting night of hockey, and I love versus the NBA, which gives like 7 days off in between games. I love how it's just
Dude,
every
it's
other
unbelievable, dude. Yeah,
hockey.
Yeah.
We talk about sometimes quirks in the Rangers schedule, but playoff hockey schedule
all
wise,
business.
they get it right.
Hell yeah.
So tonight,
Let's
of
go.
course, another 4 games, and let's talk about the Hurricanes and Islanders. I know Chokri didn't like the start last game with Ronta letting up that goal.
Yeah. But
Go
it was
Chokri.
close. But at the end of the day, he's not going to argue with being up 1-0.
I'm rooting for Chokri.
But as we all are, and I'm just kind of curious, Tony, if you can kind of offer him a sense of calmness going into this game.
First of all, it's not Tony, it's Anthony now.
Anthony, what can you give me here? I mean, on the Hurricanes, do you expect them to go up 2-0, or is this a game that you could possibly see the Islanders stealing and going back to New York 1 game apiece?
I mean, yeah, I think, again, you look at the last game. I mean, a 2-1 victory, obviously very close. Ronta was really able to dial it in after giving him that 1 goal early, which is great. You want to exactly see that from your goaltender. So I'm not worried about Ronta. I'm not worried about Carolina giving up goals, honestly. I mean, we know their defense and their goaltending has been a, strong suit for them this entire season. I would be a little bit worried about the Islanders getting some more opportunities, just offensively as a whole. Again, we talked about their momentum coming into this offseason. This postseason. They only had 26 shots on goal. In that first game. You'd imagine some adjustments. Again, that's because of the great defense that is the Carolina Hurricanes. But I don't know. I just feel like they could make adjustments. They could kind of keep a game a little bit closer than 2-1. You may be looking at an overtime victory here. If someone like, Brock Nelson decides to make a little bit of a bigger impact. I mean, you look at the one lone goal was from a defenseman, Pullock, slapper from the blue line and just found a little bit of a dirty goal. They really didn't have any other opportunity other than that. Again, was a lot because of the mismatches that they had against Carolina. But you would imagine the Islanders make some type of adjustment. The good news that I would feel good if I was Chokri is the fact that your goaltending and your defense has been locked down. And I feel like the Hurricanes could be due for some type of offensive explosion, where, like we've seen many times with Carolina, where, when they find the back of the net, when it rains, it pours sort of deal. So again, they keep playing that good defense. The offense is bound to make a little bit more of a bigger impact. I guess Sorokin had a good game against them. You'd imagine that he does so again tonight, but I would say, certainly the favor is in Carolina. And you talked about Tampa Bay and how their fan base is. I mean, the Hurricanes are I would say better, are more committed. I mean, we've seen it this season. We saw it in the postseason with the Rangers last year. I mean, Raleigh gets popping, dude.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And though just, due to the quick flight, cheap flight, reasonable hotels, I think, the Islander fan does make the trip, just because of the exorbitant prices, that they're using to pay off that new arena there. Mm-hmm. But I do agree with you. I think they're going to, defend home ice. I kind of see the rest of this series going, Hurricanes win tonight, Islanders take game 3, and then Hurricanes win the series in 5.
Honestly, I do agree with that, but I think if the Hurricanes win tonight, I think the Islanders don't win a game.
Really?
Honestly.
Really? You don't think that arena?
No, I don't think so. I think pound for pound, the Hurricanes are
that arena.
RBS,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It's all right.
I pass
really
it. I mean, it looks huge.
Yeah, a lot of people pass it.
Overrated.
Yeah. But the tightness on that for you, is it the Islanders? Is it the inconvenience of going there, the traffic? You seem a little.
I think it's more
impartial.
about like just revamp the Coliseum and be there, dude. Like you're the Islanders,
right?
Like
right.
Long Island, like that. You should be at the Coliseum, historic center. Historic stadium, like
at least they got out of Barclays, though.
No, you're totally right.
Was,
that was ridiculously
horrible.
horrible.
So embarrassing.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Hurricanes, like I was saying, pound for pound, better team. And you look at how they scored. Sebastian Aho, which I'm sure will be on the score sheet again, had a goal. And then so did Nosian too. So, I mean, you had guys like Kotkaniemi, Martin Hook, Nikos, even Jordan Stahl, Paul Stastny, Derek Stepan, Tara Vannon. I mean, all these guys were not on the score sheet. And really, at any point, they can be.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I think if they have more momentum, they take game 2 and they go to the Islanders home with a 2-0 victory. Again, they're another team too that has experience in the playoffs, super talented. So, they always say you go up the last game, once you're up a lot in a series, it's kind of hard to put games away because a team that you're playing is in desperation mode. Sometimes, teams that are up a lot try to just bang a few goals in quickly, put them away early. Carolina doesn't do that. They'll play their same game this entire series. And if it works again, game 2, I don't think there's really any way the Islanders can stop them.
Yeah, absolutely. So that should be a good one. 7:00 on ESPN2, 7:30 on ESPN. You get Panthers Bruins. I think originally, Tony, you were thinking gentlemen's here, but I don't know. I just feel like this has sweep written all over it.
That's
the saliva coming into play.
Again, all right.
Makes sense, though, no?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
No, I totally agree. I mean, it could be a sweep. I was just giving the Panthers just kind of one game benefit of the doubt, which I think still could happen. But yeah, I mean, it's not really looking good at all for the Panthers. I mean, it wasn't looking good going to this series at all. You don't
set the win record and then lose to a team like the Panthers.
Right.
Stars Wild. We saw the Wild jump off to that 1-0 lead. Are you expecting the Stars at home here to answer back before this shifts to Minnesota?
Definitely. I think that was an overtime game.
Mm-hmm.
So again, another game that was super close, decided last minute, overtime, stuff like that. Long game. I would imagine the Stars can similar game. Honestly, I think this entire series is going to be close. Two teams that are really evenly matched. Look at their records too from the regular season, just separated by one victory. So, I think that it's going to be a close game, and which kind of does suck sometimes because sometimes, those close games could be decided by, just a dirty goal or a stupid mistake or a bouncing puck.
5-minute
Anything
major.
could happen. Yeah, literally. So, but I do think Dallas comes out victory with this one. I think Oettinger is going to really dial it in. I could see him maybe getting a 2-0 shutout, honestly.
Yeah, I could see the Stars having a cup of coffee and then Minnesota going up. I guess it would be 3-1 for game 5 in Dallas. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
I really hope you're not going to tell me that the Kings are going to go up 2-0 going back to Los Angeles. I really don't, but I know you are. So let's hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I think this might be trouble here for the Oilers, dude. Again, you look at another overtime game. The Kings really grinded this one. I think they were down 3-0, and they scored 3 unanswered goals. And I think Anze Kopitar was the scorer with 16 seconds in the third period. I mean, if you're the Oilers, it's just, this is their story, dude. Blowing leads in the playoffs, late in the game. They should have been fucking coasting their way to a first victory. You saw Draisaitl have a ridiculous goal. He went east to west, dude. Just took it up himself. Phenomenal dangles. Finds the back of the net. Korpisalo looked like he was in a little bit of trouble for the Kings, but dials it in. Stays clean in overtime. And Kings able to steal one in Edmonton. Absolutely ridiculous. The game really should not have been that close from the get-go if the Oilers just kept playing their game. But again, Oilers said it all season, incomplete team. Can't handle the Kings. Give me the Kings tonight again. I'm going to say more decisive, honestly. Maybe 4-1.
Oilers will answer back their experience from last year's unexpected run.
Oh,
catapult
run.
them.
You have 2 of the best players in the league.
Forward as they head to Los Angeles after the game. But that's what we got for hockey. Let's go now to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one. The Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeouts.
Throw deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So yesterday, unfortunately, a tough day for the New York Yankees. And the thing is, Tony, before we even got to the field, there was some bad news. So you look at the injury report, the biggest thing, to start out with here, I believe it was Boone saying that they're expecting Stanton to be out 6 weeks, which we know how easily 6 weeks turns into 2 months, which turns into 8 weeks. So nevertheless,
2 months is 8 weeks.
That's a... I meant 10 weeks, but you got me.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tony, so you got that just off the bat, and we know, what a big impact Stanton's presence in the lineup is, even when he's producing, not producing. It's just one less thing that the opponent, has to worry about. And then Carlos Rodon, big free agent acquisition. Of course, hasn't got on the field yet. They had him throw, I want to say it was at this point Monday. And he has back tightness for the second time. Not sure what the deal is with the back. So we were thinking mid-May. We don't know.
Who's that for?
Carlos Rodon.
Oh.
The big free agent acquisition.
Big pitcher.
So that was a tough way to start the game. And quoting the New York Post, Rodon's back barking with Yankees next step uncertain. It was a bullpen session Monday in Tampa. Still not in the clear from the back issue that first popped up last week during his rehab from a forearm muscle strain. Quoting Boone, his back is barking a little on him, so we're kind of seeing what's going on there. He said he was getting some tests done, and the Yankees were awaiting the results before determining the next step. And the elbow's healthy, which is good news, but backs can be tricky. Hopefully, it's something that can be rectified sooner rather than later. One more quote from Boone. I think it's frustrating for him. Certainly, again, elbow's good. I don't think this is any big deal. Other than a nuisance that's slowing him down a little bit. We definitely know he's going to be worth the wait. We just want to make sure he's good to go when that time comes.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, what else can you do? Really? You just got to wait it out.
Yeah. You could just wish that he was pitching last night instead of Clark Schmidt, who once again gets hammered, started early. He gives up a 2-run homer to Ohtani in the first inning. A shot to right, 391, scoring Taylor Ward. And overall, he gives them 3 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts, and of course that home run allowed to Ohtani. So they have to dip into the bullpen in the 4th inning.
Wow.
Which is not what you want to do. It was in more trouble. Could have given up more runs. And I said this going into the start, said it last start. I'm saying it now. Clark Schmidt cannot start any more games for the Yankees. This is turning into Josh Donaldson and Aaron Hicks. It's a complete embarrassment, Tony.
What's your answer instead of him?
My answer, honestly, would be anybody that from the minor leagues. Give me anybody. And one thing, and I know, 40-man Cashman maneuvering, all the speak on that. But their top pitching prospect, Clayton Beater, who came over in the Joey Gallo trade, is throwing smoke. Corey's managing him and, Clubhouse managing him in Trenton. So he knows firsthand. So he's a great guy, great stuff. I know when we were at the game Friday, he had, 6 shutout innings, 6 Ks, performing well. Just bring him up. Let's see what he's got. There's no way, Tony, that you could tell me that he's not going to give us a better performance than what Clark Schmidt is giving us.
I mean, at this point, probably not. And again, I mean, you would probably know better than most with your, inside scoop, dude.
He's ready. He's
That's
100%
sick.
ready.
What, you know what he throws in the gun?
He's upper 90s.
That's sick.
So dude. I don't know why. I know, I guess. Michael with the slight there.
Michael's upset today. Michael's upset.
I'm kidding. Yep. But so I guess numbers weren't great with the Dodgers minor leagues, but since he came over, after that trade last year, has performed well. let's get him up
Love
here.
it.
Let's see what he's got.
Yeah.
I don't want to, mess around with the, bullpen games. And Debbie Garcia, was a thought. But Dave have decided to convert him into a reliever, and obviously has mightily struggled the past year plus 2 years, whatever it is. And I really do think, Tony, and I don't know about you, but I just wonder if he could not recover mentally from being the youngest starting pitcher in franchise history to start off playoff game and then being pulled for 1 inning for J.A. Happ after he pitched a scoreless inning.
Yeah. Do you think really that's what it was?
I mean, how would that not mess with you?
No, I would imagine it does, but I mean, I would imagine also it's not like people were telling him like the reason why you were pulled was because you weren't doing well. I mean, he knew he was doing well.
But just I would have a tough time struggling with
Blake
what
Snell.
would have happened.
Yeah.
Could we have advanced further in the playoffs? That was a 5-game series in the ALDS. Yeah. They win that game, they win the series.
So it's Boone's fault.
But we know our buddy Brian has a hand on that.
Right.
Brain.
No, you're the buddy Brian. You're buddy with Boone.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
so that's it, dude.
And Cashman.
But getting through
Brian, and
the rest of this rough game here, Rendon singled to make it 3-0. Renfroe doubled to make it 4-0. They go to the bullpen, which was pretty solid. Other than Marinaccio giving up that unearned run. He gave him 2 innings, 2 Ks, and like I've said, I've lauded his strong performance pitching, and I think he deserves a shot at that closer's role. And their only runs were scored on a Volpe walk with the bases loaded and a Judge sac fly. They didn't take advantage of opportunities. So you look overall, only 4 hits on the night, 7 walks, 4 hits, and you only get 2 runs. Something's wrong with that. 8 left on base, 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. So despite all that traffic on the bases, you only had 3 times where there were even runners in scoring position.
Ugh.
And you still didn't answer the bell. Aaron Hicks, he walks, 0 for 2, 2 walks, a strikeout, hitting 125. I don't know what the thought is there. IKF with a measly single, 1 for 3, hitting 120. Again, I don't know what the thought is there. And then Peraza, it was very interesting. Cashman and Boone, very contradictory at the talk the other night in Richfield, because they said Peraza coming up, but Donaldson, once he's back, Peraza will go down short term.
Jeez.
Didn't like to do it because they said he's basically not going to play. And then they started him in this game, which I'm in favor of.
Yeah.
But I don't even understand what the point of saying that was at the thing. I don't know.
Do you think maybe they rethought?
Yeah, I could see that.
Because you spoke to them.
Yeah, they felt your fucking presence, dude.
But I think the biggest thing, Tony, for me here is with Stanton out, especially, we can't have the last 3 guys in the order be an automatic out. I think that's the biggest thing because, Gleyber Torres, Aaron Judge, Anthony Rizzo, and Volpe, we've seen signs of life recently, have had, good moments early. But, you need other guys to contribute.
Oh, yeah.
And when IKF, is batting 7th, Higgy's batting 8th, and Hicks is batting 9th, not going to happen. And then how much worse is it going to get when Josh Donaldson makes his return to the lineup?
Oh, gosh.
Which obviously I'm dreading. And I know he went like 0 for 3 last night in his rehab start in Somerset. And I know Corey did say he was being a nice guy, buying everybody dinner or whatever, but that's the least thing he could do. You know what I mean? Sure, that's nice for the people that work for the team.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. Take my dinner and actually perform as a Major League Baseball player. Don't embarrass yourself. I still stand by it, Tony.
Dude, I could see Brian working in the minors and Donaldson's down there, and he's just like, no, fuck you. Take my dinner. I don't want your shitty dinner.
But I almost think that, and I know there's a lot of outrage, and obviously, I'm at the head of it here. But am I missing something, Tony? Is this not completely embarrassing? I really, truly believe, especially starting third baseman over a season, it's the most embarrassing stretch of offensive performance we've ever seen in the history of the Yankees, a proud franchise.
I really couldn't agree more, and I totally feel for you in terms of lack of production at third base role.
Because they've had that for a while.
Yeah, Escobar right now it's horrible. But anyway. But yeah, it's embarrassing for the Yankees. It's embarrassing for Donaldson, especially too. And maybe it is honestly the story about him buying dinner and everything is nice because the man was clearly not humbled prior to this. So maybe it is a humbling experience, and you never know. Maybe there will be.
There's not going to be. You're cheesing.
I
Tony.
don't think there will be, but you never know. I mean, change of attitude can go a long way. Michael knows that.
Yeah, but the problem is when you're older, and you know this as well. When you're older, your wheels slow down.
Your wheels are slowing down, Michael.
Your bat speed slows down. There's no you're back. No. It's once it's gone, it's gone. We've seen that in the NBA. Once these guys get older,
Chief.
Yeah. In Donaldson,
like if you're a good dude though, you make it. Like Vince Carter and the Dirks.
But Donaldson and Matt Carpenter.
And Matt Carpenter, look at him.
Matt Carpenter sucks right now.
He sucks now, but
when you're on the Yankees,
he gave us,
a broken foot.
He gave us magic, honestly.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
God,
it was energy.
Carried the offense other than Judge. Honestly,
your energy.
I know.
But also the thing here, I mean, Tony, it's so easy what the solution is. It's like, between Glaber, LeMahieu, Oswaldo Cabrera, shuffling positions around Peraza as well. You could cover third. You don't need him there. And it's like no one is. LeMahieu's great at third. Cabrera can pick it at third. I don't want to hear about the fielding metrics for Donaldson. It doesn't make sense.
He's not even that great of a fielder. I would love to see DJ there, honestly. That would make me pretty happy.
Every day, let's go.
I do enjoy
I'm
DJ.
Just so tired of it. And
nothing like DJ.
This was tough. Coming off an off day, coming off a team that had lost 3 or 4 to Boston. And I know we've lost all of our starts with Schmidt on the mound. But I really, really expected a better performance. So I was really annoyed. And it was fortunate that the Rangers took care of business. So we had that. We had the Mighty Morphin Power Plumbers.
Yeah.
So we did have that. And we do have tonight, Brito versus Canning. We know Brito,
love
the
that.
disaster
Good matchup
last week, but you would think, coming for revenge tonight. And Canning, numbers look okay now, but overall, as a highly touted prospect, hasn't been great. So I think you just get him early. Let's get Hicks out of the lineup. I think Donaldson might be back, but I hope not. I really hope not. I'm going to be so annoyed tomorrow too if I have to see him play. I really am. I think I might just boo him. I might lose my voice booing him because I'm just that. I can't take it, Tony. I literally can't take it. And I have to ask you before we talk about the Mets for a second.
Just 1 second.
You know what I mean?
It is going to be just 1 second.
No, we don't.
No,
interrupt me. Go on the phone. Start talking to Mike about something else.
I'm not interrupting you.
No, you are because I see you.
But honestly, can you give me a comparison? Being a lifelong Met fan, Donaldson, is there somebody that comes to mind that frustrated you that much that you couldn't stand? You didn't understand it.
I mean, right now it's Escobar. For sure, dude. Before that, it was Dom Smith. Most recently,
who would you rather have though? Honestly,
between Escobar or Donaldson.
Honestly.
No lie.
I get honestly,
Michael with the one-liners today.
I guess, dude, he's angry boy today, dude.
No, I'm excited. We're the best.
I guess honestly, just because I feel like he fucks up less defensively, it'll be Escobar.
Yeah,
I mean he's got great defense. I'll give him that.
Oh,
I know.
God,
I love how
it's just not Yankee-like though. It's not. We've had some great third basemen in our franchise history, and I don't know why we mess around with that guy. And if Cashman could just swallow his ego for 1 second, I'm just so mad I didn't get to ask him, and I couldn't have done it with the meet and greet. It would have just been too rude, honestly. I wanted to, but it just wasn't the time for that. That's not like we talk about.
It would have been legendary though.
But we talk about not, texting Stacks about the Devils. I think that is the same thing.
Exactly.
Right.
You'll have another opportunity to dig into him.
Yeah.
That's more personal.
But
over Scotch.
More personal.
Over Scotch. But that being said, Tony, let's dig into the Dodgers 5-0 defeat of the Mets yesterday.
Victory.
I said defeat of the Mets.
That's not right.
That's true, Michael.
No.
That is true.
The Dodgers 5-0 defeat of the Mets.
You could say that.
No, you can't say that. That's not correct.
How about that?
You can say
well, I guess I can, huh?
All right, dude. So yeah, Dodgers won 5-0. I mean, it was classic Kershaw. I knew it honestly from the second I watched him get on the mound. Because what are they talking about? Kershaw, the body of work, the whole career. Oh, what's he doing? He's gonna go for his 200th win of his career. And I'm like, all right, like he's probably gonna be dialed in, and that was exactly that. Honestly, first inning, I forget who the right fielder is for the Dodgers.
Jason Hayward misplayed a fly ball. I actually watched. I was watching the first couple innings.
Like, absolutely hilarious.
Botches it.
Totally botched it. Fell over. Like, Mike, it was classic, like, fly ball to right field, and he's under it, and he misjudged it, and, like, starts to step back, drops it. He falls. Ball trickles down. Nimmo, which should have been a routine fly out, ends up on third base. Okay? So you're thinking,
it was like me in right field for softball, literally.
100%.
Dude, it was like so embarrassing for him. I felt bad, but I'm like, all right, let's go. Nimmo on third. Let's go. No outs, right? Marte strikes out. Lindor strikes out. Alonso strikes out. Innings over. Nimmo stranded on first base, on third base rather. And then you're thinking, all right, we're going to be in some trouble here.
Sounds like
and it was exactly that, honestly. I mean, that was basically the name of the game the entire day with Kershaw. He ends up going 7 innings, 3 hits, 9 Ks, and no walks, dude. He was absolutely dialed in through 105 pitches. Again, there were a lot of opportunities for the Mets. Just looking at it offensively, runs in scoring position, they were 0 for 4. Excuse me. 3 of those did come in that first inning. So, I mean, it was kind of ridiculous to see that. You look at the lineup. I mean, Nimmo 0 for 4, right? He reached on base on an error. Marte 0 for 4. Lindor 1 for 4. Alonso 0 for 4. Marte, Lindor, Alonso all struck out 3 times. I mean, it's not a great look. Marte looked absolutely lost at the plate, swinging at balls that were, curveballs bouncing off home plate. He's swinging at them. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Escobar, same deal. 0 for 2. Normal shit for him, swinging at balls low and away, outside the strike zone, chasing pitches. Lindor swinging at balls that are high and tight. Again, out of the strike zone, swinging at pitches. I think at one point, too, I want to say McNeil and I think it was maybe 6th inning, McNeil and Nimmo, first and third, runners in the corners. Kershaw, no outs, strikes out the next 3 batters. And they were just chasing his curveball, the 12-6, all day long. They had no answer for him. They looked absolutely foolish at the plate. You had poor defensive plays. Connor can't make a good throw from the outfield. Pitching was not good. We know. Tyler McGill got a little banged up. 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, only 4 Ks, gave up 2 dingers. JD Martinez, both of them. A guy that we talked about the Mets getting at the trade deadline last year. Now kind of, paying dividends on his end for the Dodgers.
4 RBIs.
Absolutely great outing there for JD. It was business as usual for Freddie Freeman. He had an RBI last night.
Josh Outman, I told you, 2 for 5 leading off.
2
I know
for
he struck
5
out 3
leading
times,
off. He
but
did
2
strike out
for
3
5,
times,
setting the tone, scored a run.
Not bad. Yeah, not bad for him. He was chasing pitches. But McGill, it was just like fastballs over the middle of the plate. It's like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like obviously batters like Freeman, like Martinez are going to pounce on that. And that's what really hurt you the most. 4 walks, not being able to control his pitches. Again, like Dodgers have a great disciplined lineup. You're not gonna you have to set them up for trying to get pitches outside the strike zone. You can't just throw it there and expect them to swing. Which again, the young pitcher McGill, struggling with it, whatever, dude. Your bullpen didn't really do much for you. Curtis didn't do really that well. In the 9th, gave up 2 runs. He looked a little foolish. I will say though, one guy who wasn't really on my radar, Jeff Brigham. I don't know if you're aware of him. He was with Miami since 2018. You look at some of his stats. When he was on Miami, pretty solid. I mean, mostly a relief pitcher here. obviously has started some games here or there. But you look at, his 2019 season with Miami. He had 32 games played here. He pitched, I guess, like almost 32 innings. He had 39 Ks, a few saves, only allowed 19 runs. So, pretty solid, ERA of at 4. But I mean, honestly, like what was pretty impressive of him was his slider. Came in at about 82, 84 miles per hour, but it had such like tremendous like frisbee like movement. It was actually a really good breaking ball that the Dodgers honestly had trouble with. So it's pretty interesting to see him out of the bullpen and what he could kind of offer the Mets. He's like 31 years old too, so we're on the league for a while. So that's interesting. Again, kind of finding some of these new bullpen guys coming out of the Mets is pretty interesting. But other than that, I mean, kind of just like an embarrassment for the Mets here, getting shut out. I mean, the bats were just absolutely cold. They were just at the mercy of Clayton Kershaw, which he's gonna be a Hall of Fame pitcher. So I mean, it is what it is, but you got to find an answer, dude. You can't just be. Again, I know it's super tough to say this because Kershaw was painting the strike zone with pitches. He was all over the place. Wherever he wanted the ball to go, it went. He was effective. It was efficient. He was deadly. But I mean, you got to get something going. Yeah. Something. You can't be getting shut out here.
And, like I said, I watched, I think it was like the first 2, maybe 2.5 innings, and I started falling asleep. But I think it, like with Kershaw for the Mets last night, it reminded me of like opponents going against Garrett Cole, where you got to get them early. They get the break, though, with the drop fly ball, Tony. And then I have to say, I really thought actually Alonso was going to do something there. Yeah. And the fact, and I get it, well located, upper corner of the strike zone. Yeah. 92 though.
I know.
Should be
Fastball
able to do something with that.
I know.
Get a single. I think it's because he was trying to lift it out of Dodger Stadium.
I think so too. And who knows? He might have been sitting the curveball. They were seeing that curveball striking out Marte and Lindor too. So,
but I did honestly think. I mean, because runner on third, no outs. Right. Yeah. That was the first batter of the game. Nimmo leading off.
Yeah.
So I was really surprised, but Kershaw just honed in and did a great job of dismantling the Mets offense.
It really is, honestly. And you really wish someone like Kershaw the best. I mean, he went through a really tough time.
Always getting picked on.
Always getting picked on. I mean, getting absolutely popped by the Astros in the postseason, like really fucked with his head for the amount of times that he faced them. I mean, and you see it on his face, and like if you watch like post game conferences, it's like literally he's like, everything you heard about me in the postseason is true. Like I just can't do it. Like I'm just choking the like literally like so sad, and it was pretty crazy, like, turn of events for him. And you saw, an uptick in his play, past couple seasons. Does struggle with the injury, is older now.
Still good though. Still better than really people think,
dude. Yeah.
Honestly.
No, honestly, that's what it is, dude. Because people just think of him getting popped in the postseason sometimes. Like,
right.
I just think of him as great.
Yeah. And I think it's tough because, the one championship he won and where he pitched well, and even I think still struggled in the World Series, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, was the COVID season. So, you had neutral sites and all of that. So
right.
I think to really cap off his career and 200 wins is part of that. And I'm sure he'll strive to at least get to 250, if not almost 300. I think, he'd have to pitch quite, a long time. I mean, you just think about it roughly. If he just goes 4 years of 15 wins, that's 60.
Right.
So he'd have to pitch into his early 40s to get to 300 most likely and continue this type of performance. So I think that's the missing link for him is winning one more World Series and having a postseason, like a run where they win the World Series where he's lights out the entire time. And I do think that it's a little easier for him now, just that he's not the unquestioned ace. They have talented pitchers and, what Urias brings you. So there are options there. So I think I could see it but obviously like this season has been a little uneven. They sit at 9-8 now. So it'll be interesting to see, but definitely congratulations to him, on picking up his 200th win.
Oh yeah.
Prefer tooting his own horn about the 3-0 last night. Also, giving us his picks for today, Tampa Bay, LA, and Blue Jays. And he also mentions outfielder Mookie Betts did just have his child. So congratulations to him. Bereavementless, however you say it, out of the lineup last night. They're talking about a start at shortstop today. He hasn't played it before. He just last couple of years has transitioned into being able to play second, even though he's a great outfielder, but they have more of a need on the infield. I think, you know what, the more a player, especially the contract that they gave him, can offer you the versatility, it's great. So I say, why not? We know Mookie Betts is a great athlete.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, I don't think Mookie Betts, again, I mean, transition is going to be tough. It's going to be an adjustment for sure. But someone with his speed, his sight, his reaction timing, I mean, I would imagine that he fits into that role quite nicely.
And so it's been a little bit, Tony, I guess since Friday, we haven't talked picks. And we're going to lead off with you, but just to update everybody on the standings, you are the leader at the moment. I believe you went 3-1 on Friday. I want to say I only went like 1-3. So it's 19-17, obviously in your favor. And are you expecting Noah Syndergaard to get lit up by his former team this afternoon?
Absolutely.
Dodger Stadium before they head to San Diego.
Absolutely. I don't think it goes without question here. If Syndergaard is still back out, you never know.
He's not going
to back out.
He's at home. That's why.
And he's going to face some of the music here. Finally, getting what he deserves. I'm going to give him maybe 3 1/3 innings. Giving up, let's say, 7 earned runs. Maybe a couple walks as well. Mets are pissed off. Alonso was tight. Lindor was tight. Marte overdue for some dingers here. Give me the Mets all day, early and often here. I'm telling you, like, literally getting 7 runs by the 4th inning, excuse me. And then obviously at that point, just Dodgers not able to look back. Mets bullpen rested. Scherzer rested. Again, a Max Scherzer against this Dodgers lineup is going to be different than McGill. It's going to be an entirely different look. Max Scherzer is certainly a veteran pitcher who knows how to play mind games, knows how to work, some batters and stuff like that. And not to mention when he's dialed in like he should be tonight, it's going to be, I think, a Clayton Kershaw-esque start from him. So I say give me 7 innings out of Max, who's well rested, 11 Ks, no earned runs, 4 hits, no walks. And your Mets roll into a nice, let's say, 8-1 victory.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think this is a very pivotal start for Max Scherzer.
Yeah.
Start pushed back, injury concerns, durability concerns. So bad start here. You're going to really, the anxiety will set in. Great start here.
Yeah.
You're going to say, okay, maybe just a little bit of a slow start. Let's hone in. Nice win. So you hope you see that out of him. And I hope for the Yankees tonight against the Angels, we get Brito to pitch like he did in his first 2 starts. And I really do think, last start just got off on the wrong foot, couldn't recover. And I'm expecting against the Angels, just give us 5 innings of 2 earned, let the bullpen take care of the rest. Michael King didn't pitch last night, so we can use him as well as Wandy Peralta, and Clay Holmes. So you're lined up to win a game. And I think that's what they're going to do. And I think we're going to see better offense. I was that is the peak of frustration for me, Tony, is lack of offense. We talked about this last year. Why is it happening? And obviously, sure, Stanton out of the lineup last night doesn't help. But I just think, Hicks, will be on the bench for this one. We'll get Oswaldo back in there. Hopefully not Donaldson. And if we do, hopefully not batting 5th, but obviously we'll see. But I think the other guys will pick up the slack. Been a little bit since Judge just hit a home run. So, I mean, why not be today? I think they can jump over Canning early, dip into that bullpen of the Angels. So I think what we're going to see is them, maybe jump on the board, 2-run homer for Judge in the first after a Volpe single. Brito maybe runs into the trouble in the 4th, gives up 2. But the Yankees shut down the Angels the rest of the way. Brito picking up his, I believe, 2nd win of the season. And the Yankees picking up the W here. I'm going to say 5-2 over Los Angeles.
Love it, dude. As we do have a comment here from Matthew, who asked me, Tony, how much does the Rangers winning offset your tidiness about the Mets losing? And I would say, especially now, Rangers postseason playoffs against the Devils, the New Jersey Dicks. It's absolutely, it gives me a nice 180 from the loss of the Mets to the win of the Rangers. Brian.
But what does it do for your second pick?
And then Buffer also another comment says Noah Syndergaard pitching today. LL, we're gonna make him into smashed potatoes, dude. Totally agree here. Second pick, I'm going with the Texas Walker Rangers, baby. No, absolutely not.
Michael. Syndergaard no hitter today.
Stop it, dude. No hitter my ass, dude.
Sword right in the stomach.
Do that again. Sword.
Thor with the sword. Right in the stomach. Saliva easing up a little bit.
Yeah, Thor has a hammer, Brian. Thor has a hammer. Everyone knows that.
So
Michael,
you're going with the Texas Rangers.
That's what I said. Yes, Texas Rangers, New York Rangers yesterday, Texas Rangers today. Absolutely love it here. Starting pitchers here, you have Martin Perez on the mound, 2-1 on the season, 2.87 ERA, 16 Ks so far on the season. So he gets a nice amount of strikeouts here as last few starts. Doesn't really give more than 5 innings, but against a team like the Phillies, 5 2/3, give him just 1 earned run, 7 Ks. Houston, 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, fanning 4 people. A little struggling with the home run ball. You would imagine, maybe he'll give one up. The catcher Perez has a couple home runs, for Kansas City here. Kansas City actually favored -115. Brady Singer, he's gotten into some trouble this season. You look at his last, few starts. Again, also, has just one game where he gave you 6 innings against the Giants, gave up 5 earned runs. Most recently against Atlanta Braves, got popped 5 innings, 10 hits, 8 earned runs. Gave up 4 home runs, so also struggles with the home run ball. So you expect some players of the Texas Rangers, Marcus Semien for one, who's having a great season, leading the team with home runs. It's 4 right there. Also, Rangers going for the sweep here as well, kind of dominating the Royals in their first 2 games, 4-0 and then 12-2 respectively here. So you would imagine the Rangers able to take care of business in Kansas City for the sweep. Don't know why Kansas City's favorited. Give me the Rangers here. I don't know. I'll say 4-2.
All right. I'm going to go back to the well. This worked out last time. Give me the Blue Jays over the Astros, 8-10.
Barrios
struggling in the early going. Barrios struggled in those first 2 starts. Last start against Tampa, I believe they were undefeated going into the game. 5 innings, 1 earned run, no walks, 6 strikeouts. I think also, what helps him is he's going up against a pitcher in Luis Garcia, who was solid last year. So solid that I decided to pick him for my fantasy team, and he has a 7.71 ERA this year. Am I hoping that he does well for my fantasy team's sake? Yes. Am I expecting it? No. And I think part of it has to do with the fact that he changed his windup due to the pitch clock.
Oh, yeah.
So his whole routine is off, and it garnered good results in spring training for whatever reason has not translated into the regular season.
That is tough.
So I'm going to say Barrios, 6 innings, 7 Ks, 1 earned run, solo home run by Alvarez. Astros continue to struggle. Their reign in the American League is over. The Jays, which doesn't help out the Yankees, but hey, we love Barry and the Astros, will win this one. I'm going to say 7-1 over the Houston Astros. What's your third and final?
Third and final. Cal Quantrill, you familiar with him?
Yeah, his father, Paul, pitched for the Yankees. I'm just telling you.
No, that's I know. I remember you saying that, dude. So.
Why'd you ask me then if I was familiar with him?
Because I just thought it'd be cool to ask.
You thought it'd be funny.
God forbid I
don't like any comedian
with you, dude. I don't like any comedian. Listen, dude, you're gonna break something, Michael. I know you're really angry today. But... all right. Oh man, tough matchups here. I know the Braves, Charlie Morton, Nick Martinez, though. I don't know, dude. I don't see it from Nick Martinez here.
Oh,
so
yeah. Let's go. I mean, Tony, is that hard to make a selection? Wow.
Give me the Braves here. Nick Martinez here. Has actually pitched against the Braves earlier this season. Got fucking popped 4 2/3, 4 earned runs, 5 walks. His last 3 starts, he has had 10 walks actually over his last 3 starts. Not great for him, dude. And the Braves on an 8-game road win streak right now. I know Charlie Morton, old man Morton, 2-1 so far. Gave you 5 innings against the Padres before early this season, only 2 earned runs. So you expect something along those lines. I'll say give him 6-1. I love that. And about the offense, the Braves. We know their story, 14-4. So far off to a great season. You're looking like, they're on top of the NL East. So give me the Braves beating the Padres 5-2.
All right. So for my last pick.
Is that hard to make a pick, dude?
No, I already have the pick. I'm going up against.
Why don't you say it then, dude?
Copy me, Tony. I know this is kind of against the law of averages, but I'm going to go with the Pirates. So they've won their last 2 games against Colorado, going for the sweep. Colorado's lost 7 in a row, but I just have such a good feel about the energy of this Pirates team. You saw it after the home opener when they won.
Oh, yeah.
What McCutcheon said, he believes in the Pirates.
Good pick.
Brian Reynolds has been on fire. I'm a fan of Rodolfo Castro, who's actually on my fantasy team. So he's kind of filling the void with O'Neal Cruz out here. And Johan Oviedo, who I believe came over from St. Louis, if I'm not mistaken, has pitched well, 2.45 ERA. Austin Gomber has not pitched well, 0-3, 8.16. Result of that is a decisive 10-0 victory. 8 losses in a row for Colorado. Pittsburgh picks up their 12th win. Oviedo picks up his 2nd win. And Brian Reynolds hits 3 home runs in the comfy confines of Coors Field, Tony.
Wow.
I know you like that one.
Yeah, no, that's a good pick right there. Pittsburgh, I like it. I don't care about the
And Craig O pops in here. So a little shout out to Craig O. Something coming up at 12 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
What are we going 1 o'clock today?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. So couple more things here, Tony. The first, as I like to say, if you could mentally take yourself to the golf course.
Yes, of course. I'm there right now.
So what we have, and I did tease this, I believe on Monday when I was recapping the tournament last week
RBC
at the RBC at Hilton Head.
At what?
Hilton Head.
Oh, Hilton Head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harvard Town too.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like I said, this is the only event on a tour like this. It's a team event. So I mentioned, this is in New Orleans, at TPC Louisiana. I'll go over the teams, but just to give you an idea of how this format works, each round is a little different. So what it is, of course, your normal traditional 4-day tournament teams, 2 golfers each. The first round is best ball. Second round, you go to alternate shot. So meaning, your partner tees off, then you hit the next shot, and then, back and forth like that. And then third round, back to best ball.
Wow.
Fourth round, alternate shot. So very different.
I think we would love this tournament.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to watching it. So, you get the team aspect, which we never see. I mean, it almost is like a Ryder Cup feel. Last year, Xander Schauffele, Patrick Cantley won. They're back in the field again this year. We also have Sam Burns and Billy Horschel. We have Colin Morikawa and Max Homa, Sanjay Im and Keith Mitchell, Sahith Theegala and Justin Suh, Kirk Kitayama and Taylor Montgomery, Siwoo Kim and Tom Kim, Victor Perez and Thomas Dietrich, Harris English and Tom Hoagie, Alex Fitzpatrick and his brother Matthew, who just won last week. And also, like I had mentioned, sponsors exemption, John Daly and David Duval. And if there's a feed that we could just get their whole round, I would absolutely love to see it. You talk about the epitome of longtime veteran golfers on the PGA Tour. I think both David Duval and John Daly do define that. So it's nice to see them get in on a sponsors exemption. But I know there's a lot to take in here, Tony. I mean, so tough because, like I said, this is the only time we see this type of format. But if you had to give me something, the winner of the 2023 Zurich Classic is,
dude. Jeez, dude. Let's see. Just looking here. I mean, Theegala's been playing pretty shittily, I feel.
Are you kidding? I just went over how he shot. I think it was like a 65.
Homa Morikawa?
You're going Homa Morikawa. I like
Yeah.
it. I like
Yeah.
it. Homa, hot start this year.
Love it.
Won a couple times in California. Hasn't done much since, but I do think that is a good pick. So you're going to go Homa and Morikawa.
Yeah, you'll like this pick, this comment here, by the way. Jay Bird said, felt good to swing the clubs at the range the other day. I'm ready for the downtime invitational.
Let's go. Let's go.
Baby. Love the sound of that.
I'm just trying
Jay,
to
my
think.
friend.
So we got the three of us, Matthew, Jay. Anybody else a golfer?
Renee would play.
Renee would play for
man.
6. Anyway, we could go 7-8. Manny, no.
Maybe Craig.
What about Manny?
No.
He can't?
I will ask, but I don't think he would.
I don't think Renee would either, dude. You can probably grab Harrison.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Always forget
but
about
we
him.
still need one more. What do we get to 2 foursomes? This way it'd be
I know
perfect.
Reese golfs a lot.
He doesn't know Reese too well. He doesn't.
I mean, I could obviously.
What about one of your boys?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I could get somebody.
I don't
So
know-
even
I
if
don't
we
know
need
one of
2
your boys.
golfers, I could definitely pull up a couple. So
I don't know. You don't really. I don't feel like they would come.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Stop that. They
Your
just
friends
came
never
to the
show
show.
up.
What do you
No,
mean?
I know.
Wow.
They told me that they hated you.
Oh God, they did not say that. Anyway, Tony. So what I'm gonna say here, it's tough because the 2 groups that I like, other than the Homa Morikawa group, would be the Fitzpatricks and then the defending champions. But you have a guy who won last week, so that's tough. And then winning an event 2 years in a row, that's tough. We saw how close Jordan Spieth got.
I think they could do it though. Cantley and Schauffele, right?
A prelude to me saying Cantley and Schauffele to repeat as champions of the Zurich Classic. So I'm excited about this. And of course, we will have a leaderboard update tomorrow. But let's go now, as we come to a closer, let's go quickly to the world of the National Basketball Association.
The Bulls LeBron James at the buzzer. He banks in the three, and the Lakers win the game.
All right. So we had 3 games in the NBA last night. And actually, I wish this was part of our pick segment because I went 3-0 on my selections here.
That's too bad.
But starting from, just order of sequence here on ESPN.com, Celtics 119-106 over the Hawks here. And really, I just never felt like the Hawks had a chance in this one just because, they got obviously talent with Murray and Young. But you could tell, I mean, this Celtics team is so much more well-rounded. That's why they were 57-25. Hawks were a 500 team this year. So that really didn't surprise me at all. And of course, leading the way for Boston, Jason Tatum, 29 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. One thing I struggle with, and I'm just curious your thoughts here, Michael. Jason Tatum, when he came into the league, he seemed like a guy who was really good, but I never thought of him as an MVP type guy. Do you feel like now that he's become that? And that can lead a team to a championship?
Yeah, I thought he would always be like that. Duke, Kobe.
Coach K.
Yeah, so I'm saying Coach K and Kobe before he passed, worked with him a whole summer. Kobe's his favorite player. He has that in him. He dunked on LeBron his rookie year in the postseason all over him. He has it framed in his house. But that, that, and LeBron even didn't go back at him because he has his respect too, it's like mutual.
Exactly.
But it's just, definitely, dude. I don't know if him and Jaylen Brown can work, sadly, because of Jaylen Brown's maybe ego.
Right.
Because I think he's out after this if they win or lose.
I do have to read this text, and we like to have fun in this show, so I hope Tony doesn't take any offense to this.
Oh God!
But I swear to God, I'll show you this text. Chokery just texted me. Tell Tony nobody cares when the Mets lose. LOL.
Wow, chokery. I'm trying to sit here.
We're not allowed to have fun on this show.
No, that's crazy.
I love it.
Tony, I would have.
Tell him 305 Nolan Street. Show up.
And I hope Choker's not mad at me for outing him on that, but I just thought I had to bring it to the show.
No, it's so funny.
I mean, it'd be kind of weird if he didn't want you to mention it, dude.
Well, and the thing is, Tony, come on, you take shots at the Yankees when you need to. So what's the difference?
I take shots because I have to, Brian.
I have to defend myself.
Yeah.
But obviously, Chokery loves all of us.
Oh, speaking of which, sorry, Tony. Tony with an I, by the way, he spelled it. I love the dunk over LeBron by Tatum.
So,
Yeah.
Chokery, honestly, and like I said, I didn't mean to out you there, but I feel like this could turn into a bite, and also I think it might be a ratings bonanza. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
This is the type of stuff that people like, just coming right at people.
Yeah.
You know?
No, of course, dude. Everyone loves that.
Anyway, but yeah, one last question here before we talk about the other two games. The Cavs and before we talk about that though, I was mentioning Tatum. So you think, Michael, that he doesn't even need a player of his equal? You think it can be like unquestioned? He's the best player. I know you said you questioned
him and Embiid.
But does he need Embiid to win a championship, or can he win with this group?
He needs like a pal,
can he win with this group?
No.
Yeah, they've had such a trouble getting over that hump, and I know they made the finals last year.
Yeah, no.
But it's just ever since Doc got the Gatorade bath, they just haven't been able to get over the hump.
True.
So I mentioned so the other game here, Cleveland does take care of business at home, like we expected, 107-90. I feel like Tony's still offended over there, by the way.
No, I'm good.
Michael, give me something there.
No, he's good.
Nah, I'm just
everyone knows. Okay.
Wow, my mother comes in here. Don't know if you should have read that comment.
LOL.
Tony,
well, let me tell you something, Mrs. Barnaby. Okay. He's not wrong. You know what? No one cares that the Mets are losing because everyone knows deep down who will be having the parade in New York come World Series time.
Do we have the bite of Tony saying that last year?
Mets, dude. You say it every year, Brian. Okay, don't start with me.
Meat wild card series.
Stop it, dude.
Easily can pull up the.
We handle the Padres already. We can easily handle anyone else. Okay,
and this could go on and on,
dude.
But
on.
What I was just gonna say
all
here,
day I'm here, Chokery.
So Hart did give it a go last night. Didn't really shoot, only 2 of 3, 5 points, 4 rebounds. So you figured that would be, a plus, him in the lineup here. But overall, the Knicks just struggled as a team shooting. RJ Barrett, 4 of 13, Brunson, 5 of 17. Randall, 8 of 20 wasn't bad, but overall 36.7% from the floor, including 7 of 29 from 3-point range, 24.1%. And Cleveland, after that first period, or first quarter, really just kind of dominated the Knicks, 34-17 in the second, 23-21 in the third, and then we're outscored by 5 in the fourth, but that was after, the game was already easily in hand. Leading the way, Garland, 32 points, 7 assists. Mitchell added 17 points and 13 assists, so a lot of ball movement. And Karis LeVert gave him 24 off the bench. So what are your thoughts here, Michael, going into game 3? Still the same thought process as we had before this game, that Knicks should be able to take care of business, but they were bound to lose one in Cleveland.
Yes, exactly. I totally thought that would happen. No Josh Hart, too. Tough place to win 2 games.
Wow.
And you think the Nick Faithful game 3 was going to be rocking, loaded?
Yeah.
What was it? The bing bong after the game against the Celtics?
Tony and I talked about this. If they won the NBA championship, I think New York City would burn to the ground.
Yeah.
Think about when
Literally.
they beat Trae Young in a regular season game. They freaked out.
Yeah. I mean, it's been so long and
Honestly,
such a struggle
ridiculous.
for so long.
The worst.
Not like they were making
Close,
the playoffs. And
No, it's just been garbage.
Nothing. Haven't won a postseason series in 10 years.
They've been a joke.
They are going to look to do that in game 3, which is going to come on Friday. So the NBA, once again, botching it with the schedule. Do you think they'll ever go to every other day? We need our Saturday games. We need our Sunday games. Other than that, we have to just work around it. They're
nervous.
They are nervous. You know who else is nervous? The Clippers. They were excited. Get that game 1 victory. But as I expected, the Suns coming back with a vengeance here. 123-109 to even this series at 1 apiece. They will go back to Los Angeles. Leading the way for the Suns here, Devin Booker, 38 points, 4 3-pointers, 9 assists. Durant had 25, also 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Ayton, 14 points, 13 boards. So just a well-rounded effort offensively. Shot 41% from 3, 58% from the field, and 92% from the line. Those are winning numbers. Did trail by 5 after the first, but were able to beat the Clippers in the 3 subsequent quarters, 35-30, 33-28, and 31-22. On the other side of things, Kawhi, 31 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. So another strong game, 11 of 20 from the field. Westbrook actually shot well, scored well, 28 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. But is it ironic, Michael, did add 2 blocks, that it was in a losing effort?
It's all right. They'll get game 3.
Guaranteeing it?
Really?
Guaranteeing.
Wow. And Eric Gordon was hot from 3-point range. I think he made 3 3-pointers in the first quarter. And then, won the rest of the game. Like, was probably like 1 for 5 after that, 1 for 6. And then as a team, 43% from the floor, 36% from 3-point range, and 90% from the free throw line. So that was yesterday in the NBA. Another 3 games today. The first one will be on TNT. The Lakers, which seems like they played 10 years ago, will return to the court here against Memphis, against Ja, 7:30 TNT. As they will look to take a 2-0 lead here, going back to Los Angeles. And I just wanted to check. I haven't seen officially. Do we know for sure that Ja's not playing? I guess I'm seeing doubtful. I'm going to pull up his player page, but obviously
he's not playing. He's done.
17 hours ago, questionable, but hand. I mean, yeah, just that injury looks so bad. So with that assumed, Michael, no problem here for the Lakers in this one.
Lakers in 5.
Say it.
Lakers in 5.
Yeah, I think especially Ja out, they blow him out. Do you actually think it's Lakers in 5, Tony, or is that you just having fun over there?
He likes to say that.
Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, you haven't seen that. I sent it in the sports board.
Okay.
Barnes doesn't appreciate what I send there.
No. It's okay. I get it. No. I get it, Brian. When you're busy, you don't have time to look at the TikToks.
No, I sent
okay?
Tony specific ones too. But for sports, it's always sports oriented. You gotta know that.
It's muscle memory with TikTok, I think. But I do, the fasting one, that was a great video.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I do look at them when I can. And I just want to see here too, second game, Heat Bucks. Just wanted to see what we had for the status of Giannis, which I'm guessing he's going to give it a go because they are 6.5-point favorites here against the Heat, who stole game 1. But now I'm seeing, 17 hours ago, doubtful for game 2. So that's interesting. Just Giannis or not, they're expecting the Heat to kind of go back to earth in this one. I kind of think he's going to surprise everybody. Like we said, that work ethic that Giannis has. I think he'll end up suiting up, and I think the Heat will end up getting throttled in Milwaukee before they go back to Miami. Now, Tony, what do you think? If he doesn't play, do you think the Heat go up 2-0?
Yes.
Decisively?
Maybe like a 7-point victory.
What do you think, Michael? Is it all fall on him playing or no?
Giannis?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
The Heat all day without him?
All day.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he plays. They win by 20. Last game here, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Denver, 8.5-point favorites. Complete embarrassment in this one. Is there any chance, Michael, to get to a gentleman's that the T-Wolves beat the Nuggets here?
I would love Edwards to have a 60-point game for us,
but is it gonna happen?
Let's see.
But you had to give me something.
Yes. We're on a hot streak. It's like the blackjack table. When you're hot, ride it.
60 points in a victory?
60 points in a victory, and he points to Towns and says, that's how you do it. BITC.
I'm going to say Nuggets by 40. That altitude is tough, though, honestly. Imagine playing basketball in Denver with, because you've never been to Denver, Tony, have you?
Never.
Michael?
The Denver airport's sketch.
Michael, I was actually ahead of you on that one. Years ago,
one
of my buddies, T, showed me that.
So sketch. Tony, have you seen it?
I've seen it.
But you
don't know.
You showed me videos numerous times.
But honestly, I'm just kind of, because I always think about this, and obviously we think about it, the Nuggets, they haven't won a championship or anything. Do you think it makes a big difference playing there? Or they get there a day or two early or 5 days?
No, it doesn't make a difference.
Because they adjust off the plane.
Yeah.
What do you think?
How come they haven't won if it's such a big difference?
Yeah. Do you agree, Tony, or no?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't talk about it for no reason, you know?
No.
Yeah. So that's definitely true here.
You think
But
so?
yeah, so like I said, 40-point blowout win. Nuggets are looking forward to game 2 here. But once again, an action-packed day of sports coming up. And then tomorrow is going to be outstanding. The Yankees, the Rangers, the Zurich Classic, the Mets in San Diego looking for a vengeance for last year's wildcard series. But anything else, fellas, as we come to a closer?
Yeah, be on the lookout for a episode of Screen Time today, actually.
What time?
3:30.
3:30.
I already
Eastern
said it. It's
Screen
set.
Time.
3:30 Eastern?
It's in the YouTube. You guys could go set your reminders.
Yeah.
Any hint at what we're talking about?
Michael?
Power Rangers Once and Always came out. I watched it this morning. It came out at 3. I watched it at 5.
Yeah, I had a real gripe about that. I didn't know it came out at 3. So I stayed up past midnight to watch it.
You got to, I mean, if you were a true fan, you'd see they came out with a schedule.
Right.
And it shows in each city what time it comes out.
Okay, well, I don't see why it just wouldn't be a midnight release across all.
It is in LA.
That's great, but I'm not in LA.
But that's what they're saying.
So I think that's kind of weak on their
We'll
part.
watch it today. Though.
But yeah, I'm gonna watch it after Craig O, so we
Yeah.
can talk about it on Screen Time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll
watch it again with you. There's
Okay.
some Easter eggs. And then we're also gonna review Mighty Morphin Power Plumbers.
Yeah, our self-review, a
Yeah,
day
I'm
of
just gonna talk about
self-reflection
it.
here at Downtown TV.
Last thing, kind of following up on that. Your thoughts on Buffer talking scheduling conflict with the Mets at 3 today?
He says Mets game at 3 p.m. today. It's a big game, but I'm telling you right now, by 3:30, that game is already over. Okay.
But what are you going to do if you get the alert on your phone? Syndergaard no hitter through 5.
No. By 3:30, the game is over, Brian.
Oh, actually 3:30, so you can watch a little bit. But no,
Yeah.
God forbid Tony pulls up the Mets on his phone. I mean, that's a mortal sin. You said you don't like doing it.
No, it's stupid. Why would I want to be working and then have the Mets game on? It's just going to distract me. I'll get more angry. Okay.
But you don't even want it as like just a reference point. Like, oh, I could just get a quick look at what's going on.
I'd
here,
rather
honestly.
just ESPN app it then.
All right, fair enough. One thing though that I would always get annoyed at is you stream it on your phone, but then like the MLB at Bat app is quicker. So like, what's the point? But
What
I
is
do
the
want to
point,
see
dude?
it, but I want to know what's going on
I know.
quicker. So just something to keep in mind. But I have to say, fellas, another outstanding episode today. Just so excited for everything here at Downtime moving forward. Last night was a great night, such a success, and today will be another success, and it'll be fun for you guys to catch up with everybody on the Mighty Morphin Power Plumbers.
Yes.
So we're all looking forward to that, and like you guys said, set your reminders. Maybe give Craig O a shot at 1 o'clock. And
maybe give him a shot.
Maybe give him a shot, dude.
But yeah, thank you, everybody. This might be a bite. Thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, continue to comment, like, and subscribe. Checking out the archives on the YouTube page. Tony, Michael, Renee in costume. The merch,
Literally.
which I am looking forward to maybe getting tonight. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow.
We have some tracking going on.
Yeah, I just said it was on the way. So I'm just expecting it on the way. It was 2 days ago. So it would be here. I ordered it to Sam's house. So I'm going to see later. But
like a
obviously, go to downtimetv.com. Check out that spring collection. As Jimmy Nance would say, spring is in the air.
Wow.
One comment on the way out.
But first says, can we talk MMPP financials?
We will talk about that on
sponsors?
Screen Time.
3:30 before.
Set your reminders. Everybody enjoy the day. Enjoy the games. Let's go Yankees, and we will see you mañana.
Syndergaard popped.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.